Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Random Encounters Guild. My name is Guildmaster Scott, and that music is a touch loud for me. Um, Tonight, we are continuing our playtest of Chain Theory, the game that Kevin and I have been working on for the last several months, almost a year. Kev, has it been a year? It hasn't been a year, maybe half a year. Um, but this week, or at least in the last 2 weeks since we played, we've made some pretty big changes to the way combat works, the way weapons work, the way armor works. Uh, we think this is going to be a much easier experience and runs more smoothly. And so we're excited about it. And Kevin is going to be running these changes at Gen Con. And so we wanted to get at least a session in before he leaves for Gen Con and test it out and see if we need to make some emergency changes before Gen Con. To accomplish this goal, my box is in the other room. I'm going to use the adventure site of Weatherstone from Forbidden Lands from Free League Games. This is a fantastic old school game that they put out, and the way the game works is you travel from place to place, and it's random tables and adventure sites is what they call places that stuff happens. Instead of it being one big extended adventure path, uh, you just kind of wing it and go wherever you want to go. And this happens here, and this happens there, and random table. And I just thought it would be perfect for what we're trying to do. I chose the adventure path, our adventure site of Weatherstone, which is a castle in the north on the map. I'm going to show a map here in a bit before we get started. Um, Before we get going with all the changes that I want to make, and we're going to do character creation before we get going. Uh, we can do some intros real quick. As I said earlier, I'm Guildmaster Scott. I started the Random Encounters Guild in 2019 as a way to play new games with my friends and with new people, and it kind of grew into a community. And uh, we always welcome new players and new GMs if you're interested in trying a new game and jumping into a new system, or helping us play test this original game that we're creating. There's a link to our Discord channel. Uh, Anybody's welcome to join. Feel free to jump in and get into the conversation and sign up to play a game. We're open. We open games up to the entire group, and we announce how many seats we have, and it's first come first serve. So if you see a game that you're interested in playing, just jump in and you'll be welcomed, and we'll teach you how to play the game and jump straight in. And also our Twitch channel here, our VODs are up on YouTube the next day, so you can follow us there on YouTube. Any shows that you may miss, you can always catch there the following day. That's me. Let's go to Ned, since I'm pointing this way.
Okay, I'm Ned. I've been here for quite a long time. I'm the play tester for all the games we've decided to play. So I guess it's fitting that I'm in here play testing Chain Theory.
Yeah, this has been kind of a closed thing, especially on this night. It's been the original group, and we've had some scheduling conflicts, and the original group has had to be put on hiatus for I don't know how long. So we opened up the the playtest to anyone who wanted to jump in. That leads us to Austin.
Hi, I'm Austin, also known on Ned on Twitch. um, but yeah, I've been a kind of like a replacement for my father. Um, he hasn't been feeling too well and playing some games, and I've been the ghost on Discord pretty much, or the Random Encounters Guild, and I like playing these type of games. I like fantasy.
All right. So with that, Kevin Milner Press is in our chat. He is my writing partner, my best friend, my brother from another mother in New York. Um, he's going to be, as I said earlier, he's going to be running Chain Theory at Gen Con. He's got 3 sessions. I know 2 were booked solid. Uh, the third one may still have some seats. I don't know. He hasn't said. But if you're going to Gen Con, uh, you can hook up with him on Twitter or on the Discord channel and uh, and say hi. He'll be wearing a shirt with the Random Encounters logo on it, and walking around shaking babies and kissing hands. So with that, chain theory is meant to be an agnostic system. It can be used in any setting you want to put it in. It can be used. It's just a rules system. It can be used to tell a fantasy story. It can be used to tell a sci-fi story. It can be used to tell a cyberpunk story. It can be used to tell a modern story. All it is the mechanics for the game. You get to choose the setting you want to put it in. Tonight we are using fantasy. As I said, we're going to use Forbidden Lands, and so you guys get to create a character. What you want it to be is up to you. If you want to be a ranger type character, that's cool. If you want to be a barbarian Conan type character, that's cool. If you want to be a magician, that's cool. We haven't done magic in Chain Theory. Uh, so, but it's up to you guys, whatever you think you're interested in playing. Um, and once you've made that decision, as I said earlier before we started the stream, we're using the heroic stat array. So you've got a D6, a D8, and a D10. Under each attribute, the attributes are brawn, brains, and brisk. And under each one of those, you have 3 skills. So for each skill, or for each set, like under brawn, you're going to put a D6, a D8, and a D10 in one of those skills. And then under brains, you're going to put a D6, a D8, a D10 in one of those skills. You get to decide where you want to put it, what kind of character you want to play. So of course, if you're going to play a barbarian fighter type character, you want to focus on brawn. So like your melee attack is what you roll when you attack something. So you may want to put your D10 there. If you want to be a ranger type character or a rogue type character, a thief or a ranger, you would go with brisk. You would focus your focus on brisk, and your ranged attack would be bows. And here again with a rogue, it's kind of a mix. You're using a dagger or something, you would still use melee, but your stealth and everything would be in mobility. Um, and if you want to be a magic user, you would kind of focus on brains. But all 3 attributes will have a D6, a D8, and a D10 underneath them, and you get to put them wherever you want. Um, And I sent you guys the cheat sheet so you could see like melee is your combat rolls, strong arm is perform a feat of strength, stamina is perform a feat of endurance, and then under brains it's esoterica, which is using magic or technology in combat. Study would be perform a feat of intelligence, manipulation, getting someone else to do what you want. And then under brisk, it's ranged combat roll. Finesse would be perform a feat of dexterity, and mobility would be perform a feat of movement or speed. And your backbone, which is your defense roll now, Austin, this is the big change. Instead of rolling mobility or finesse for when you get attacked, now
Hmm.
you just roll backbone. Your backbone is the middle die of the array. So you guys' backbone will be a D8.
All right.
And that's what you will roll when you get attacked. Instead of rolling some other stuff, you will roll a D8, and it's a melee roll against backbone or ranged roll against backbone. So
Okay.
put your D6s and D8s and D10s, one under each attribute, and let me know when you're ready to move on.
Okay, well, I'm gonna continue with Lindolin, the Elf Ranger. So I have
Okay.
that set up with Brawn D8, Risk D10, and then Brains D6.
Well, now see, that's what I was saying. It's not, you don't put it on the attributes. You put three. You have one of each under each. Like you would put a D6 or like your D6 in or well, if you're going with the ranger, you would want your D10 to be in ranged and your D8 to be in maybe mobility and your D6 to be finesse.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay,
So each one will have all three dice underneath it.
I
So
got you.
you could be a ranger and still have a good melee attack. You could put your D10 in melee if you want. But if you want to really get into the role play of it and the tail,
I got you.
like the mechanics, you could put that D10 in stamina and and move it. But you can put it wherever you want. But each skill will have a die represented next to it. You get all three under each attribute.
Well, I already did some of it already, and I was going to be a barbarian.
Okay.
I put D10 and 1D10 in melee, 1D8 in strong arm, 1D6 in stamina, D6 in range, 1D8 for finesse, 1D10 for mobility, then 1D10 for study, 1D8 for manipulation, and a D6 in the last one.
Manipulation.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna have a barbarian and a ranger. Pretty
Okay.
good spread.
I do close range, you do far range.
Yep.
I was kind of wanting to see magic, but I also didn't have time to worry about spells and all that. So it's probably a good idea we're not focusing on that. And while Ned's finishing up, just for the for chat for the stream, the way this game works is it's opposed rolls. Um, the player will roll like if Austin is going to perform a melee attack, he will roll his melee, and my NPC or monster will roll its backbone. And whoever rolls the highest, if Austin rolls higher, it's a hit. If I roll higher, it's a miss. And Austin, this is the other big change in combat is you roll melee, I roll backbone. If you hit, like if you roll a 5 and I roll a 3,
Hmm.
that means you successfully hit, and the difference in the two die is the damage.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
So if you roll an 8 and I roll a 3, that's 5 points of damage.
Okay.
All
And
right.
if
So I'm finished.
okay, uh, and if you roll a 6 and I roll a 5, it's 1 point of damage. It's just it's whatever the difference is. That's what the damage is, and it just flows. Um, that is the last of the big changes. Like we made it to where the dice are in the skills instead of the attributes,
Hmm.
and we've done this change where what we've been doing was rolling mobility for defense. When you got attacked, you rolled mobility. Now you're rolling straight backbone. If you roll a 1, you get to take a mark, and once you've filled up that run of marks, you get to up the die size of your backbone, or any of the skills. That counts for any of the skills. Um, so, what are you thinking for armor?
Um.
Do you want to have armor? Do you want to have heavy armor? Do you want to have medium armor? The way armor works now is and weapons as well. Um, if you just have light armor, there's no special bonus given. It's just standard. If you have, because it's just assumed you're going to have something on, so it's just that's the baseline. If you bump up to medium armor, your melee ranged roll goes down a die step, but your backbone goes up a die step. And if you go to heavy armor, your melee range goes down 2 die steps, but your backbone goes up 2 die steps. And it's the same with weapons. So, like a dagger, or a little something that could be concealed, a little hidden, a small little thing. There's no bonuses or negatives. But if you've got a sword or a bow, I would say that's a medium weapon. That makes your melee ranged go up a die step. And then if you've got something big like a broadsword, or uh, maybe a crossbow, that makes your melee range go up 2 die steps. And it's up to you guys, whatever you want your character to have.
So
So,
I'll
like,
be
if
wearing. I'd be wearing leather, and I'd have a dagger and a bow. Or do you only get one?
no, you can have both. But that would make your
Would it depend on which one I'm using at the time?
well, it's your armor. So your armor would go.
Well, it wouldn't affect anything because it'll be light armor, right?
Well, I would say, well, yeah, maybe leather would be. So yeah, so take your whatever you put in. It wouldn't affect your melee attack because it's just a dagger. Because a
Hmm.
dagger
Right.
would be a light weapon, but your ranged attack, whatever you put in range, like if you put a D10 in ranged,
Mhm.
uh, put a change it to a D12.
Okay.
Um. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with medium armor for my character.
All right, so that means your backbone goes up from a D8 to a D10.
Wait, I have a D8 already.
You should, yeah, your backbone is the medium number of the array. So D6, D8, D10. So your backbone should have been a D. I know it's what we've been doing was a D6. We changed it.
Okay.
Um, so you're starting off with a D8. So if you're using medium armor, your backbone go up to a D10, but your melee will drop down from whatever it is you're using. Now it will drop down a die size. So if you put a D10 in melee attack, now you've got a D8.
Okay. I see.
However, what is your weapon going to be?
I was thinking about just a long sword or a club?
All right. So, well, if it's a sword, if it's a club, there's no change. If it's a sword, you would bump that melee attack back up a die, so it would stay standard.
Okay, I will have it as a sword. So I'm back up to a D10
Yeah.
or D. Okay.
So your backbone would be a D10, and your attack, your melee attack, would be a D10. Now, if you want a club, you can have just say, I've got a club, but it's not going to change your melee attack at all. That would be, I would say, that's a light weapon. So,
Okay. Cool.
um, and that's pretty much it. A standard action. You get to roll a skill, attack with a weapon, or manipulate an item, and you get to move. You get a move action and a standard action. Um, that's pretty much the extent of it. And as I said, it's all opposed roles. So even if you're trying to enact with the environment in some way, if you're trying to climb a rope or jump a big gap or something, I will roll whatever it is you roll. Like if it's a mobility roll, I will ask you what you have in mobility. And if you have a D8, I will also roll a D8. And that will be whoever has the high roll wins. If
Okay.
you roll high, you succeed. If I roll high, you fail. Or you succeed with a consequence or something. Like there's some leeway there how it the GM has some wiggle room how he wants to run the game. Um
One question. We are doing it in Fantasy Grounds Unity.
no,
Okay.
no VTT.
VTT. Where?
Doing it right here. All
Okay.
theater of the mind. There's no big map.
Okay.
Um
I was just wondering.
yeah, I yeah, it's I Forbidden Lands doesn't have they've got a big world map which I'm actually about to show, but they don't have like battle maps. That's not the way the game works, which is also how chain theory is meant to work. We've been using maps and what we've been doing because we've been using DCC and
Hmm.
we like to have cool maps and all that. But when Kevin and I came up with this and started working on it, it was meant to not you can use a map if you'd like to, but it's not required. It's
Okay.
meant to be more theater of the mind. Um, okay, so as I said, we are using Fantasy Grounds adventure site of Weatherstone, and just because it's a cool map, I wanted to show the stream the world map from Forbidden Lands because it's a really cool looking map. So I set up a screen. You'll still hear audio, but you won't see our lovely faces. Uh, it's just going to
So
be the
lovely.
map. So this is the map of the Forbidden Lands, and where Weatherstone is up in the north. Um, on the north side of this mountain range. Uh, it's kind of a barren stretch of land. Uh, on the south side is forest, and it's lush and forested. But on the north side, it's kind of stripped down and barren. And that is where this adventure is going to take place. Um, what are your characters' names? Have you thought of a name?
Um, I know this might be
Whoops.
a fairly basic because I did this in my last campaign, but I went with Loki again.
Okay.
And like I said, I'm playing Lindolin, the Elf Ranger.
Okay. I just noticed that I've
Names
got
mixed
your
up.
I've got your videos in each other's window. Let me go back to the map screen, and I will fix that up real quick.
Is that right? If we're squished together.
I'm not exactly sure how that happened, but
Oh, what about hit points? Do we still have those?
it's still your backbone.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Um, I'm gonna move that over there and move. Whoops, that's not good. What is? Something is. And everything's gotten messed up now. I don't know what I did, but everything is. I think I'm just going to change your names in the windows. That would probably be the quickest way to deal with this. I honestly don't know how that happened. That's very strange. And it's also very strange that it took me that long to realize it. Um,
Yeah, that's why I said my name is also Ned on Twitch.
I got stuff going on, Alston. I didn't catch your little subtle joke. All right. That is okay. That's fixed. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. That's my fault. That's a Stream Master fail. So Loki and Lindolin, um, what is? Are you just like uh partners in crime, just traveling around, getting into whatever you can get into? What is the relationship?
Um,
Are you brothers? Are you just like a couple of thieves that bumped into each other and discovered you were a good team?
yeah, let's go with that one.
That works.
All right. So you've made your way. You're traveling in the north. Um, you're mostly on foot. Maybe at some point you had a horse and either it got stolen or died or uh, you know, or just ran off. But every now, sometimes you have a horse, sometimes you don't. At the moment, you're on foot.
Man, and we just stole that horse too.
Um,
Well, I told you to tie it up, and you forgot to tie it up, and it went back to wherever it went. We stole it from.
Oh, sorry. I was
um,
just too focused on the good food I was making.
so you're kind of just you're on this road. Maybe you're headed south towards one of the local cities. Um, See if you can catch a job there. Uh, Possibly make some coin and before you move on to somewhere else. You can't ever stay in the same place for too long because you wind up getting in trouble and being wanted, and you have to have to make tracks. So,
so
but
many.
you're headed south, and for whatever reason, you were up here in the north. Maybe you had heard of a job up here and came up here, and whether it was successful or not, who knows? You may have a little bit of coin in your pocket.
So why do we come to this place again? Can you explain to me? Whatever your name is,
Limlin.
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 Limlin. Could you explain why we're going north?
You need the exercise. That's why we have to head north.
Oh please, you need to more exercise than me.
I'm faster than you. You keep slowing me down.
I have 10 in mobility. Mobility. What are you talking about?
Well, it's still slow.
Um. So while you two are walking and arguing with each other, uh, both of you give me a study roll.
Ooh, I have a plus 10 in study. Or not a plus 10. I have a 10 in study. That is an 8.
All right. What die do you have, Ned?
D8.
You have
So
a
I got a
D8 in
6.
study. Okay. And what did you roll?
6.
All right. So you guys are walking along, and like you both catch glimpse of uh this creature right off the side of the road.
What is that?
It's a magnificent deer with uh
Oh,
grand horns. uh it's almost like golden colored. You've never seen a deer like this before.
Are you
uh
hungry?
yeah, let's shoot it. Let's go get
it
some.
looks up at you as you approach and turns and darts off into the woods.
I said we were approaching. We were gonna shoot it. Here's a bow.
And I told you what happened.
Okay, fine.
Don't question the GM,
Well,
Austin.
are we gonna chase after it?
I guess.
All right.
Let's.
I go chasing after it.
And I'm there behind him.
It seems like it's super fast. Like it's weird how like quick it like it looked up at you and then just like it was at double speed. But when you break through the woods and start following its trail, you look up and see it stopped. Like it's up on top of a hill and it has stopped and is looking back. And then when it
I
sees you coming, it turns and darts off again.
Man,
so can we try and sneak up on it?
probably just be easier to kill a rabbit.
Well, I mean, it seems like it's leading you. Like it seems like it's giving you like it doesn't want to get too far ahead of you. It's stopping and letting you catch up and then darting off again. But it's up to you if you want to keep following it. But it's, I mean, you could try to roll a. I mean, you would have to catch up on it though. Is the thing you would have to catch up before you could sneak up.
Well, it's definitely an odd color. Do you want to just follow it?
Yeah, I might be able to get some more coin out of it if we like skin it and all that fun stuff.
Maybe I can talk to it.
Why do you want to talk to a deer, you weirdo?
Because I'm an elf. That's what we do.
Oh,
You never understand me. You always argue over this silly stuff.
I didn't know you speak Sylvan.
So
Well, I do.
you guys continue south, uh, and at least one more time, you notice that it stops and turns and looks and waits on you to catch up. And then
I
as soon
go,
as you see it, it darts.
relax, we're following you. Slow down.
Yeah, we're just like walking slowly, very slowly behind it.
Um, and after 20 minutes of tracking this thing, uh, you break through into a clearing. Fog drifts like shredded souls through the windswept mountains pass you traverse. As the fog disperses for a moment, you see the crumbling stronghold Weatherstone rise against the northern side of the mountain pass. Surrounded by a moat filled with muddy water, the landscape is barren, only thorny bushes and sharp grass survive in these lands. It is quiet, apart from singing and strange animal sounds, the likes of which you have never heard before.
Hmm.
Naked bones from horses and humans are strewn along the road closest to the stronghold. A fire burns in the watchtower in front of the stronghold, and the smell of food drifts in the air. So you come up on this big castle that is kind of run down. It's dilapidated. It looks like it's been beaten down and it's falling apart. The deer is gone. You don't see any sign of the deer whatsoever. In front of the castle, there's a watchtower. It looks like the roof has been caved in, but there is a fire going, and uh, you smell food. It smells like a rabbit.
Okay, so there's a broken down tower. There's food. We smell food inside of it. Is it worth it? Maybe not, because there's briars and all skeleton bones, horse bones, whatever else is here, and it looks like souls have been wandering around this place. So, do we think it's worth it to go inside, or should we just turn around and pretend we never saw this?
I'm hungry.
Of course you are. Well, you can go eat, my friend. I'm going to go turn around. Bye
All
bye.
right. I'll let you know if it's any good.
You're gonna die without me. Come on, let's go eat the stupid rabbit smelling food.
Does it smell good?
Of course, it smells good. It smells like a rabbit.
Like we haven't had rabbit before. The way you cook, it's a lot better smell.
Well, of
Why doesn't your
course.
rabbit smell like this?
Well, if you would. Hey, now. You better watch it. I try my best with my cooking.
So, are you approaching the watchtower?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll have my
Because
bow out.
otherwise, we can just end the stream. And I have to say this every single session. Otherwise, we can just end the stream and go to bed.
Oh, what?
Um,
Are we gonna die immediately?
no, if you don't go to the watchtower, the end.
Oh.
Because this is what I've prepped. There's all kinds of stuff in this book, but I haven't read any of it. So you do you want to try to? Are you going to stealth up to it? Or are you just going to walk up normal?
I'm a barbarian. I'm just gonna walk up directly to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just walk up normal.
I'm no rogue.
The ragged watchtower stands like a newborn next to the stronghold ruin on the cliff behind it. Vines cling to its withered walls. Trails of smoke rise from the caved in roof. Someone has a fire going.
Well, I put my hand on my sword, ready to draw, just in case if the person inside isn't too kind.
Yeah, the door, like there's not a like it looks like the door has been smashed in. It's just the arched stone opening going in, and you can
I,
clearly see it's lit up. Somebody has a fire in there. If you're just
I
Man.
walking
peek
up
my
and
head
like
in and go,
knocking,
hello. I peek my head in and go, hello. Hello.
Hello. Knock knock.
you see an older man sitting at the fire. He has he has a couple of large rabbits over the fire cooking. That's the smell you're smelling. Um, and he looks up and he says, "Oh, hello! Come in, sit down by the fire."
Are you friend or foe?
I'm just an old storyteller.
You
That is,
sound friendly.
my name is Dalb. I'm just an old storyteller that is traveling, and I found shelter here and decided to stop for the day.
You have a horse.
I do not.
Oh, what a shame. Oh well. Would you mind if we take shelter here?
Of
Did
course,
you
come
have a
in.
horse?
I had one ages ago, long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Just want to make sure it wasn't the one we borrowed.
yeah. We rented it out, but the horse is gone now because this one didn't tie it up properly.
Well, please come in, sit down. I have plenty of. I have rabbit here cooking. I have plenty to go around. We can share a meal before you move
What
on
happened
to
to your
your adventures.
What
Well,
happened to your door?
It was like that when I got here. Apparently, apparently Weatherstone here has been was attacked at some point. It's pretty. Looks like it's taken a lot of damage.
Okay.
And he points up, and the watchtower, the entire roof of the watchtower is open. You just see the sky up above.
Oh,
not very good rain protection.
And but the walls block the wind. I just wanted to light a fire and grab a meal, and then I'll probably move on.
Hmm.
excellent. Well, while you're cooking the rabbit, can you teach my friend here how to cook it properly?
Oh my word! It was one time.
And he laughs, and he says, "Of course." He says the secret is and he pulls out of his pocket. He's got a little bag of some spices. He says, "This is the secret. You have to use these spices. It makes it taste so much better." And he
Huh.
gives it to you. He gives you a
Oh,
little pack of these spices.
well, that's very kind of you.
And he says, "Use them sparingly. You don't have to cover the rabbit with it. Just sprinkle a little on before you eat it, and it will it enhances the flavor of the rabbit."
Huh? I never seen these type of spices before. That'll probably make my meal so much better.
So, in your travel here, did you see like a deer come running by?
No, if I did, I would be eating that instead of these rabbits.
He does have a
Well,
good point.
it kind of looked a weird color.
I've seen a lot of weird things in this area, but I've not seen a an odd looking deer.
They look
Oh no!
yellowish. They look kind of sickly too.
And it kind of led us here off the
Hmm.
road.
Must have must have had some greater plan. Maybe it's one of the gods.
Do you have any information about one of the
Right.
gods?
I you know what this place is.
No.
Can I roll a study to
Um,
see if I know?
oh, he's about to tell you.
Oh, okay.
He leans back and lights a pipe. He's got a long Gandalf style pipe, and he lights it and puffs a couple of times and blows some smoke rings, and takes a deep breath, and he says, "10 generations before our time, the cool king Algarod declared that Alderland had become overcrowded. He sought to expand his kingdom by leading an army across the mountains to Ravenland, where he fell in battle against the demonic hordes of the sorcerer Zygofer. As he was lost, so too was the scepter Nakaka, rumored to be the source of his power. However, the will of the king burned so fiercely that he refused to die, and for ages stood watch in the stronghold of Weatherstone. Legend has it that Algarad will march again one day to retrieve the spire of Nakaka and complete his conquest of Ravenland. But the curse was suddenly broken, and the undead king and his men finally went to their final rest. There are whispers that Algarod's war chest remains in Weatherstone, forever guarded by evil spirits and the beasts of the sorcerer.
Hmm.
And then he says, you're actually not the first to ask about Weatherstone this evening. Eskar Farthing and his men shared these very quarters just recently. They seek the weapon of King Alderod, the mighty sword Rustbite. Eskar is an impatient man, and they left for the stronghold immediately instead of stopping to rest and eat. But there's something I never told them, something that you fellows might find of interest.
Hmm.
And what
And
would that be?
he inhales deeply on his pipe and looks at you over the crackling fire. The undead lie in eternal rest, but Weatherstone is still a dangerous place. In the cellar lurks an unholy beast, a creature so vile that it can rip the limbs off a full grown man. But there is a way to slay it. With the sword of King Algarod, find the sword and you can kill the beast. Kill the beast and the treasure awaits. Simple, no?
Hmm.
Is the sword also in Witherstone?
Yeah.
Supposedly, yeah, Rustbite is like somewhere in there is Algarod's final resting place, and it's assumed that he is holding Rustbite on his chest.
Um, so, how late is it right now?
It's midday.
Okay.
Midday.
Um, so is there like a catacombs or a burial area that they supposedly buried him in?
Oh, I have no idea. I'm just a simple bard. I just know the legends of the place. I've never been inside. Um,
Oh,
Hmm.
like as I said, it is said that Algarad is laid to rest somewhere inside, and a mighty warrior is usually laid to rest with his weapon in hand, and that is what Elsgard Farthing and his men have. They took off in hopes of finding the treasure.
Hmm.
um, well,
Well, it seems like they got a handle on it, so we'll just leave it to them. Bye bye.
Good night,
maybe
everybody. Thanks for joining us on the Random Encounters Guild.
I'm joking.
maybe we can earn some or find some more gold or something to sell in there,
Oh,
especially if we
I would
find.
imagine there's all manner of there is the big the chest, the Weatherstone treasury, but I
Oh,
would imagine there's all manner of weapons and things of value uh, hidden away in there. The For the most part, people are afraid to go to enter, and
Hmm.
so it's laid dormant for years.
hey. It's easy money.
Yeah, I guess.
You would just have Elsgard and his men to deal with, and they didn't seem particularly bright. So you'd probably be able to outsmart them rather easily. You're at least
Yeah,
polite enough to sit down and have a meal and a conversation with an old bard. Um,
my friend here is pretty smart, so
Yes. Um, would you like to join us on our journey towards the castle?
oh no, no, that was that. That's not. I'm not. That's not my. That's not my strength. I'm a storyteller. I'm not a fighter. I and he opens his like he has a tunic and he opens it. It's like I don't even carry a weapon.
Uh, I can give you one.
Nah, you would just have to drag me out of there after I died. What's the point? I'm going to eat my rabbit and move on to uh
All right.
to the next city and try to find a job in a tavern telling tales and singing songs.
Well, you can start telling a tale about these two men who found a sword and killed the mighty beast.
Maybe I will. I've got plenty of time to write it while I'm walking on the road, so maybe I
well,
will.
the name's Lindolin.
The name's Loki.
That's the important name, and then my friend here is Loki. You can call
Uh,
us. You can call us the Twin L's.
So yeah, you he like you get some he gives you some rabbit and you guys split
score.
the two rabbits and you get some good a good meal in you and kind of shake off the dust of the road and and he kind of grins at you and says are you going in, is that your plan?
I
Yeah.
guess, man. We have nothing better to do.
Okay, well, good luck and godspeed. uh if you make it out alive, come to the next town towards the south and find me at one of the taverns, and I would love to hear the tale, and I will spread
Yeah,
it across the land.
by the time you leave the town, we'll probably be dead.
If you're dead, you're dead.
You
Yeah, if
might
I never
be.
see you
I'm
again,
not
that
gonna
would be
be.
my assumption.
That's a good assumption.
That's fine. If he's dead, then I'll be the one telling the story.
And if you're dead,
Uh,
I'll be the one who's telling the story about it. Dum
But I
Dum
didn't
who
say I was
died.
going to die. You said you were going to die. I'm not going to die.
I'm saying that to him if we both die.
I'm not dying. Don't put words in my mouth.
It all depends
so
on the magical dice of this world.
so you guys like you get a meal and you take some rest and like he's giving you all that he can. He doesn't know how it's best to get in. He didn't see how Esgarth and his men went in. Uh, they left the watchtower and just went straight towards the castle. So
I'll start looking around.
you
Same.
make your way up to the main gate. And as I said, Dalb wishes you luck and good travel. He tells you to be careful. The legends say there's all manner of bad mojo in that place. So
Mhm.
he urges you to be careful and watch your steps. But you leave, and he's gonna stay and rest the night. He says he'll leave first thing in the morning at first light. But you,
Question.
yeah,
Can I do like roll study to see if there's a better way to get in instead of the main gate?
Well, let me tell you what you see.
Okay.
The drawbridge to the main gate has rotted through and fallen into the moat. So, like,
Hmm.
there's a like a bridge, like a ramp that goes up,
Mhm.
and the drawbridge is down. Like the gate into the castle is standing there open, but the drawbridge is down. But it is rotted away and fallen down into the moat. The water is cloudy and foul smelling. Uh, Unknown creatures move in the depths, sending ripples through the algae on the surface. So you can try to like, what do you want to do? Do you want to try to rig up some rope or something and try to swing across? Are you going down into the water and going to try to craft a makeshift raft and get
Can
across the
we
water, or what do you want to do?
can
It's up to you.
we
Um. Hmm.
can we take a look around, like a quick walk around, and see if there's another safer way in?
Sure.
And can I
Um,
toss like a stick into the moat
Mhm.
to see if something like tries to go at after it?
Yeah, like you said, like I said, you see things moving around, but like when you drop a rock or a stick, it doesn't like snap at it. Nothing comes up and just goes nuts. Um,
Okay.
and if you take the time to walk around the moat, this castle is kind of set into a corner. Um, so the moat, it's not like a huge circle around the castle. It's just right here in the front. Um, you
Hmm.
don't see any other doors going in. And even if you were to like get in the water and go across right where the drawbridge is, you would still have to climb up to get to where the opening is. Um,
do we see the footprints of the other guys that went in?
you see, um, as you're walking around, like underneath the where the drawbridge should be, you see a
Mm.
cache of half rotten timber. Um, and you see on the bank of the moat. Where is it at? Um, on the bank of the moat, there's a dark, like the ground is dark. Uh, like something is soaked into it. If you want
Um,
to give me a study roll, you can see if you can discern what it was.
All right. That is a 6.
What did you roll? What die did you roll?
Oh, a D10.
uh, D8 for me, and it's a 2.
I rolled a one. Uh, uh, Loki, you don't really catch what's going on, but Lennon, you kneel down and like rub your finger, pick up the dirt that is stained, and rub your fingers in it. And as you rub and look, your fingers come back red. Looks
Ooh.
Uh,
like this large patch is blood.
okay.
You don't see any body or any bones or anything like that, but something bled out here right on the banks of the moat.
Okay, so we need to be careful.
Uh, Are there like any branches or anything that are hang over the moat?
No.
Um,
Like I said, it's pretty barren and sparse around here. There's no trees anywhere like right here in the area. So uh,
I'd say
you've got this cache of timber that's laying there that you might be able to craft a raft out of, or you can just jump in and swim it.
How far across is it?
Uh, you know, 10, 15 feet.
can
Okay.
we can we try to like swing
Well,
across with a rope?
all right. So why don't we how if we put the boards in a connect them in a straight line, would they be able to make a small bridge?
Um, you could definitely try.
Okay.
I'm
What would be
gonna
that
say
roll?
that would be I would say that would be a study roll.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like finesse.
Or you can try to make it into a raft and just try to get on a raft long enough to push your way across. Uh, but it's up to you. What if that's the route you want to take?
Let's just do the raft. It seems like an easier idea. Probably less rolls too.
It's totally up to you guys. Whatever you want to do. And as I said, in this game, everything is a roll of the die. Um,
Okay. Do we have can if we make a raft, is it going to be able to hold both of us on it?
Depends on the dice
Depends
roll.
on how successful you are
Well,
making it.
no. I'm asking you as a character to our
Me.
yeah.
Oh,
Um, I mean, I built a few boats before. I wielded an axe. I can chop it down into a few pieces.
Okay. So how much do you weigh?
Uh, probably around 200 pounds.
Okay. So I'm about 180. I told you to go on a diet, but
Hey,
besides
I'm a barbarian. I have to have
that,
muscle.
okay. Fair enough. Um, so I guess we can try it and see. Maybe just one of us go across at a time and the other one tie a rope to the other one in case you fall in.
Then how would the other one get across?
You would tie the other end of the rope to the boat
pull it
and
back.
Okay,
I'd
yeah,
wheel it back.
yeah. All right, yeah, that works. Yeah. Okay. Well, I rolled a 9.
Okay.
Oh, for your study,
Yeah.
what'd you roll a d10?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
3 out of a D8.
All right. So you spend some time and lash these timbers you found together, and one of you who's going over? Who's going first?
I'll go first. I'm a
You are.
barbarian.
So you're going to tie rope around Loki's waist
Mm-hmm.
and then
Probably did
send
something
him
wrong.
across.
Yep.
Okay.
And try and keep the rope a little taut so it's not in the water.
You just don't want to touch it, do you, when it goes into the water?
Um.
Don't have my safety in mind at all.
I look, I got the rope. I'm holding it on. If anything, any fish in there, I'll catch with your body.
Uh, Okay. I'm the strongest out of us both,
Yeah, you are.
so it only makes sense.
Okay, so Loki gets on, he ties a rope around his waist and he gets on this makeshift raft. You push it out into this muddy water of this moat and you've got another piece of timber and you start trying to paddle across. Give me a study roll.
Oh boy. That is a 10.
Just
Okay.
Loki?
No, you can do it as well.
Uh, 6 of the D8.
Yeah. So you both at the same time you see it. Like Loki is he's standing and the thing is floating. Seems to hold at least, it seems like it's going to at least hold far enough for him to get across the moat.
Okay.
And he's got this piece of timber and he's kind of pushing his way across. And both of you at the same time see this tentacle kind of
Oh.
writhe up over the edge of the raft and curl around his ankle. And we're going to take a quick break since we're ending early tonight. Ned loves it when I do this. Uh, we're gonna end at 9:30 tonight, 9:30 Central. Uh, Austin's got an early morning for work in the morning. So now's a good time to take a quick break. If you need to go to the bathroom, get a drink, go take care of that right now, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. We probably won't do a 5 minute wait. We'll just come back when everybody's ready to get back in, and we will see what's going on with this tentacle.
With another
Stick,
cliffhanger.
yeah, stick around with us. We'll be right back.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for sticking around with us while we took a quick break. We're jumping back in, and since you guys beat this tentacle on his sneak attack, he doesn't get his sneak.
Yay!
So we're just rolling initiative. So give me a mobility roll.
Oh, ooh, yay! That is a 10 again.
2d6.
Oh, you rolled a 2?
Yeah.
Okay. So it'll be Loki, then the creature, and then I'm sorry, Linlin.
Yeah.
So, but you both see it. You both see what's happening. This slimy, like purplish gray tentacle slithers up over the edge of the raft and starts wrapping around Loki's ankle like it's about to just grab him and drag him underwater. Loki, you get first. You're up first. What would you like to do?
I like to draw my sword and slice it.
All right, so that will be a melee roll against its backbone,
Right.
which is that.
That's a 9.
I rolled a 9. What die did you roll?
D10.
We both rolled a d10.
Do we need to roll again?
No,
Break the tiebreaker?
well, hold on. Let me. We did this. We handled rules for this. It's not on the cheat sheet though. Let me find it in Notion. I know we covered it in at one point. Um, because the way it was like the person who rolls the larger size die wins the roll, but if you both roll the same die,
The player character
uh,
will go first.
when both
Like if they
parties
roll
have the same die size, you do a roll off. So yeah, so we do a roll
Okay.
off.
That is another 9.
All right, so you hit, and you do 5 points of damage. So that's the way we're doing it now. Is the difference in the hit and like if you're successful in your attack, what I roll and what you roll, the difference is the damage. I rolled a 5. Oh no, it's 4 points of damage. I rolled a 5, you rolled a 9. It's 4 points of damage. Let me see where. I'm not sure how many. Was that it? Yeah, that's it. Okay. So here's what I'm going to say happens. You like this thing reaches up and like starts coming around your ankle, and pull your sword and slice, like actually slice through it.
Ooh.
So your ankle is free, and the end of the tentacle that was wrapped around your ankle just kind of sloughs off, falls off onto the raft. The what's left of the tentacle slithers back into the water, but you see more tentacles coming up.